When it comes to buying meat, not all grocery stores are created equal. Whether you're hunting for the freshest cuts, the best deals, or ethically sourced options, the store you choose can make or break your shopping experience. Some grocery chains shine with top-notch, hormone-free, sustainably sourced meats, while others leave much to be desired, offering questionable freshness, limited selection, or unclear sourcing practices. With so many choices out there, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Where should you shop to get the best value and quality? And which stores should you steer clear of? In this video, we're breaking it all down for you. We'll reveal the 6 best and 6 worst grocery stores to buy meat, evaluating them on key factors like quality, pricing, sustainability, and customer satisfaction. Whether you're a grill master, a meal prepper, or just someone who wants to make smarter choices at the meat counter, this guide will help you shop with confidence. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to go for premium cuts and where to avoid for a better overall experience. Let's dive into the meat aisle and uncover the best and worst places to buy your next steak, roast, or chicken dinner. Kicking off our list at number 1 is a store that many people absolutely adore, but for all the wrong reasons when it comes to the meat department: Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has a magnetic appeal. With its friendly crew members in Hawaiian shirts, unique snacks, and incredible prices on things like wine and cheese, it's easy to get swept up in the hype. It feels less like a grocery store and more like a treasure hunt for foodies. But while you're filling your cart with everything but the bagel seasoning and mandarin orange chicken, you should probably steer clear of the meat section. The excitement and quality you find elsewhere in the store just don't translate here, and there's a major reason for that. The biggest issue is the complete absence of an in-house butcher. That's a huge red flag. Without a butcher, you lose the ability to get custom cuts, ask for recommendations, or even just verify the freshness of the product. Every single piece of meat at Trader Joe's is pre-packaged. It arrives at the store already sealed in plastic, having been processed and shipped from a central facility. This factory-style approach means the meat you buy has been sitting around for longer than you might think, which significantly impacts its freshness and overall quality. Customer feedback consistently highlights this problem. Shoppers frequently complain about the lackluster taste and questionable texture of the meat. Many have shared frustrating experiences of their purchases going bad well before the expiration date, sometimes even the very next day. Imagine planning a meal only to find the key ingredient has already turned. It's not just disappointing, it's a waste of money. For a store that builds its brand on offering high-quality, interesting products, its meat selection is a surprising and significant letdown. While you might love Trader Joe's for its quirky charm and specialty items, if you're serious about cooking a great meal with fresh, flavorful meat, you're better off making a separate stop elsewhere. Coming in at number 2 on our list is a store that has mastered the art of the one-stop shop, but has a major blind spot: Target. Let's be honest, we all love a good Target run. It's the place where you go in for toothpaste and walk out with a new lamp, a stylish outfit, and a cart full of things you never knew you needed. Target is a retail paradise for home goods, electronics, and affordable fashion. However, when you venture into the grocery section with meat on your list, that magical experience comes to a screeching halt. The meat department at Target is, to put it mildly, a significant weak point, and it shares a critical flaw with our previous entry. The core of the problem is the lack of a real butcher counter. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a fundamental issue that affects everything from freshness to quality. Without skilled butchers on site, there's no one cutting meat fresh daily. Instead, all the meat, from ground beef to chicken breasts, is pre-packaged. It arrives at the store sealed in plastic, having been processed at a distant facility and shipped across the country. This extended supply chain means that by the time it hits the shelf, the product is already far from its peak freshness. This lack of freshness is something customers consistently report. Many shoppers have shared disappointing experiences, noting that the meat often has a shorter shelf life than expected, sometimes spoiling even before its sell-by date. There are also frequent comments about the meat looking or even smelling slightly artificial, which is a major turnoff. Furthermore, the selection is often quite limited. If you're looking for a specific cut of steak or a particular type of roast, you'll likely be out of luck. You're stuck with whatever standard, mass-produced options happen to be in stock that day. While Target is unbeatable for just about everything else, you should definitely resist the temptation to add meat to your cart. If quality and freshness matter to you, it's worth making a separate trip to a store that actually prioritizes its meat department. At number 3, we have a store that seems to have all the right pieces in place but completely fumbles the execution. Giant Eagle. On the surface, Giant Eagle looks like it should be a reliable spot for buying meat. Unlike our first 2 entries, many of their locations actually have an in-house butcher shop. This is something that usually signals better quality, fresher cuts, and knowledgeable service. You'd think this would automatically place them a cut above the rest. Unfortunately, having a butcher counter and using it effectively are 2 very different things, and this is where Giant Eagle stumbles badly. Despite the presence of a butcher, the quality of the meat is a frequent source of customer complaints. There are numerous accounts from shoppers who purchased pre-packaged meat only to discover it was spoiled by the time they got it home. Finding that your freshly bought ground beef or chicken has already gone bad is not just frustrating, it raises serious concerns about the store's handling and storage practices. Freshness should be non-negotiable when it comes to meat, and this is a major red flag that undermines any trust in their products. But the problems don't end with the packaged goods. The service at the butcher counter itself often leaves a lot to be desired. Customers regularly report slow, unhelpful, and sometimes unwelcoming service. Instead of a helpful expert ready to assist you, you might find yourself waiting in long lines only to be met with indifference. The whole point of a butcher counter is to provide a premium, personalized experience. But at Giant Eagle, it often feels more like a frustrating obligation. When both the product quality and the customer service are this inconsistent, the presence of a butcher shop becomes meaningless. It's a classic case of having the right idea but failing on the delivery, landing Giant Eagle squarely on our list of places to avoid for meat. Coming in at number 4 is a store that has absolutely revolutionized budget shopping for millions of people. Aldi. Now, don't get me wrong, we all love the Aldi Find aisle and the thrill of getting a full cart of groceries for shockingly little money. It's a discount paradise for pantry staples, produce, and cheese. But when you steer your cart toward the meat coolers, the smart shopping vibe takes a serious nosedive. While the prices might be tempting enough to make you look twice, the quality you get in return is often a gamble that just isn't worth taking. The fundamental issue with Aldi's meat department is consistency, or rather, the lack of it. Because Aldi operates with a lean business model to keep costs low, they don't have in-store butchers or meat counters. Everything you see on the shelf is pre-packaged and processed at large industrial facilities before being shipped to the store. This extra travel time and processing means you are rarely getting the freshest product possible. One week, you might luck out with a decent pack of chicken breasts, but the next week, you could be dealing with cuts that have a strange, off-putting odor right out of the package, or a texture that feels slimy rather than firm. This unpredictability is a nightmare for meal planning. There is nothing worse than getting home, ready to cook dinner, only to realize your main protein source has already turned, even if the expiration date says otherwise. It's a waste of money that cancels out the initial savings. Furthermore, because there is no butcher on site, there is zero customer service in this department. You can't ask for a specific thickness on a steak. You can't get advice on how to cook a roast, and you certainly can't get custom cuts. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. Additionally, the selection at Aldi is incredibly limited compared to standard supermarkets. If you are looking for specific cuts, organic options, or grass-fed beef, you are often out of luck. You are generally restricted to the most basic, mass-produced options available. While Aldi is fantastic for stocking up on canned goods and snacks, their meat aisle simply doesn't measure up to the standards required for a great meal. If you care about freshness, reliability, and actually enjoying the meat you eat, you are much better off skipping the meat aisle at Aldi entirely. At number 5, we have the undisputed heavyweight champion of retail, a place that dominates almost every category of shopping, except, arguably, the one that matters most for your dinner table. Walmart. Let's be real, Walmart is a powerhouse. It's the ultimate one-stop shop where you can grab a new set of tires, a 60-inch TV, and a gallon of milk all in a single trip. The convenience is unmatched, and the prices are often rock bottom. But when you roll your cart into the meat department, that low prices always slogan starts to feel more like a warning than a promise. While you might save a few dollars up front on a family pack of ground beef or a tray of pork chops, the trade-off in quality is often steep, and for many shoppers, it's simply not worth the risk. The primary issue with Walmart's meat is the sheer scale of their operation. To keep those prices so low, Walmart relies heavily on massive industrial supply chains. We're talking about meat that comes from enormous processing plants where speed and volume are prioritized above all else. Because of this, freshness is often the first casualty. It's not uncommon to find packages of steak or roast on the shelf that have a suspicious, dull grayish tint rather than that vibrant, fresh red color you want to see. Appearance isn't everything, but when your meat looks tired before you've even bought it, that's a bad sign. Beyond the visuals, the customer experience with the actual product is frequently disappointing. There are countless reports from shoppers who have opened a sealed package only to be hit with a strange, chemical-like smell or an off-putting texture that just doesn't feel right. This inconsistency is a major problem. You might get a decent cut one week, and the next, you're throwing out dinner because the chicken breasts shrank to half their size or tasted bland and watery. Speaking of watery, let's talk about solution-added meats. A significant portion of the meat sold at Walmart has been injected with a solution of water, salt, and preservatives. This pumps up the weight, which you pay for, and theoretically keeps it juicy, but it often results in a rubbery texture and a salty, artificial flavor profile. You aren't just buying meat, you're buying expensive salt water. If you are just looking for the cheapest possible protein to fuel your body, Walmart will get the job done. But if you are looking for quality, flavor, and meat that actually behaves like meat when you cook it, you are better off spending a little extra somewhere else. The savings at the register just don't justify the disappointment on the plate. Rounding out our list at number 6 is a name that might surprise some of you, especially if you live in the Rockies, King Soopers. For many, King Soopers, a prominent member of the Kroger family, is the default grocery store. It's reliable for cereal, great for produce, and generally solid for your weekly haul. It feels like a standard middle-of-the-road supermarket where you can't go wrong. However, when you stroll over to the meat department, that reliability starts to crumble. While it may not look like a disaster zone at first glance, the meat counter at King Soopers is often hiding some unappetizing secrets that land it squarely on our worst list. The biggest offender here is a deceptive practice known as plumping, or injection. If you look closely at the labels on many of their chicken and pork products, and even some beef, you'll likely see fine print mentioning that the meat has been injected with a solution of water, salt, and sodium phosphates. Stores do this to enhance the appearance of the meat, making it look plump and juicy under the harsh, fluorescent lights. But here is the kicker. You are paying by the pound. When that chicken breast is 15% saltwater solution, you are literally paying premium meat prices for cheap water. This practice doesn't just hurt your wallet, it ruins your dinner. When you cook injected meat, all that extra water steams out in the pan. Instead of getting a nice golden brown sear on your steak or chop, you end up boiling it in its own salty liquid. The result is a texture that can be rubbery or mushy, and a flavor that is weirdly salty and processed rather than rich and meaty. It completely masks the natural taste of the animal. Furthermore, shelf life is a significant concern. Customers frequently report that meat from King Soopers seems to spoil faster than cuts from dedicated butcher shops or higher-end competitors. Because the meat has been processed and handled more to accommodate those injections, its natural freshness clock is ticking faster. If you are the type of shopper who likes to buy in bulk or freeze meat for later, this is a major problem. That fresh pack of ground beef might turn gray and smell off just a day or two after you bring it home. While King Soopers is perfectly fine for grabbing a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread, you should be very wary of making it your primary source for protein. Unless you enjoy paying for salt water and risking a ruined dinner, you are better off taking your business to a local butcher or a store that guarantees 100% natural, unaltered cuts. Now that we've tackled the grocery stores you should steer clear of for meat, it's time to flip the script and highlight the ones that truly shine. These are the stores that go above and beyond, offering not just fresh, high-quality cuts, but also exceptional customer service and ethical sourcing practices. Whether you're on the hunt for premium steaks, organic chicken, or just a dependable spot for your weekly grocery haul, these 6 grocery stores set the gold standard. Get ready to discover where you can shop with confidence and bring home meat that's worth every penny. Let's dive in. Kicking off our list of the best places to buy meat at number 1 is a store that might not have the flashy decor of a high-end market, but absolutely dominates when it comes to value. Winko Foods. If you are lucky enough to have a Winko Foods in your area, you probably already know it as the ultimate destination for stretching your grocery budget. But what you might not realize is that it is arguably one of the best-kept secrets for high-quality meat. Winko operates on a unique model. They buy directly from producers in massive quantities, cutting out the middlemen that usually drive up prices at standard supermarkets. This means they can offer premium cuts of beef, pork, and poultry at prices that often rival or beat wholesale clubs, all without requiring you to pay for a membership card. Now, it is important to manage your expectations regarding the service experience. Winko is a no-frills environment. You won't find a fancy service butcher counter where a specialist in an apron will trim the fat off your steak or season your chicken breast for you. Everything here is pre-packaged and ready to grab. However, don't let the lack of a butcher counter fool you into thinking the quality suffers. In fact, because Winko's prices are so low, their inventory turnover is incredibly high. Meat doesn't sit around on the shelves here, it sells fast and is replenished constantly. This high turnover rate guarantees that the meat you are buying is often fresher than what you'd find at a more expensive grocery store where inventory moves slower. This makes Winko Foods the absolute heavyweight champion for stocking up. If you are meal prepping for the month, feeding a large family, or planning a massive backyard barbecue, this is your spot. You can fill your cart with family-sized packs of ground beef, huge roasts, and thick steaks without blowing your entire paycheck. Customers consistently rave about the flavor and tenderness of the meat, proving that you don't need to pay luxury prices to get a great dinner. While you might have to bag your own groceries at the checkout, the incredible savings and reliable quality make Winko Foods a top-tier choice for meat lovers on a budget. Coming in at number 2 is a regional heavyweight that has earned legendary status among meat lovers in Southern California, Stater Brothers Markets. If you live in the Golden State, you likely already know that Stater Brothers isn't just a grocery store. It's practically an institution. But for those outside the loop, let me explain why this chain deserves a top spot on any list of best meat retailers. While other supermarkets have slowly phased out their service counters in favor of pre-packaged convenience, Stater Brothers has doubled down on the old-school butcher experience. The heart and soul of their operation is the full-service meat counter, staffed not by random employees, but by certified meat cutters. This distinction is crucial. These butchers undergo extensive training to reach that certified status. They aren't just taking plastic-wrapped trays out of a box, they are breaking down cuts in the store. This means you have a level of customization that is almost extinct in the modern grocery world. Do you want a ribeye steak, cut 1.5 inches thick? They'll do it right in front of you. Need a tri-tip trimmed a specific way or a roast tied for better cooking? Consider it done. They will even tenderize and season your meat for free using their own secret blend of spices, which, by the way, has a massive fan following of its own. Speaking of ribeyes, the quality here is consistently top tier. Customers frequently describe their steaks as legendary, offering the kind of marbling and tenderness you usually only find at high-end specialty shops, but without the luxury price tag. Beyond the product itself, the service is invaluable. If you aren't sure what cut to buy for a specific recipe or how long to grill a particular steak, these butchers are genuine experts who are happy to give advice. They bridge the gap between a budget-friendly supermarket and a premium butcher shop. Whether you are prepping for a simple Tuesday dinner or stocking your freezer for the next few months, Stater Brothers offers a combination of expertise, service, and freshness that is incredibly hard to beat. Landing at number 3 is a retailer that has completely changed the game for home cooks and barbecue enthusiasts alike, Costco. If you have a membership card, you already know that Costco is a lifestyle, not just a grocery store. But while people might join for the cheap gas or the bulk toilet paper, they stay for the incredible value found in the meat department. Costco is arguably the best place in the country to buy high-end meat without paying high-end butcher shop prices. It is a meat lover's paradise, provided you have the freezer space to handle the haul. The crown jewel of Costco's meat department is its selection of beef, specifically its wide availability of USDA prime cuts. For those who might not know, USDA prime is the highest grade of beef available in the US, characterized by abundant marbling, those little flecks of white fat within the muscle that melt down during cooking to create unparalleled flavor and tenderness. Most standard grocery stores only carry select or choice grades, reserving prime for fancy steakhouses. Costco brings that restaurant-quality steak directly to your shopping cart, Whether you are grabbing ribeyes, New York strips, or a whole brisket to smoke on the weekend, the quality difference is something you can taste immediately. Beyond just quality, the value proposition is unmatched. Yes, you might experience a moment of sticker shock when you pick up a package priced at $60 or $80, but you have to look closer at the price per pound. You are often paying significantly less per pound for superior meat than you would at a standard supermarket. This makes Costco the ultimate destination for meal prepping. You can buy a massive pork loin, slice it into 20 thick chops at home, and vacuum seal them for months of dinners. Another huge plus is the freshness and turnover. Because Costco sells such a massive volume of product, meat rarely sits stagnant. The glass-walled butcher areas allow you to actually see the staff working, maintaining high standards of cleanliness and constantly restocking the cases. Plus, their famous satisfaction guarantee applies to meat too. If you aren't satisfied, they will make it right. From the legendary $4.99 rotisserie chickens to holiday-worthy roasts, Costco combines luxury quality with warehouse pricing in a way that no other competitor can quite match. Coming in at number 4 is a store that feels less like a corporate giant and more like a fresh, health-conscious neighborhood market, Sprouts Farmers Market. If you are tired of the industrial, factory-farmed vibe you get at some of the bigger chains we've warned you about, Sprouts is a breath of fresh air, literally and figuratively. This is the store for people who care deeply about what goes into their bodies. They don't just sell meat, they sell peace of mind. Sprouts has built its entire reputation on freshness, quality, and transparency, making it a haven for anyone looking to escape the bland, mass-produced cuts found elsewhere. The first thing you'll notice is their commitment to sourcing. Sprouts takes pride in offering meat from pasture-raised animals, and they are incredibly transparent about their standards. You can bet that their beef is always USDA choice or better, and their chicken is often air-chilled, which means it tastes like actual chicken rather than waterlogged sponge. This dedication to clean, antibiotic-free, and often organic options makes a huge difference in flavor. When you cook a steak from Sprouts, you aren't just getting protein. You're getting a rich, robust flavor profile that speaks to the quality of the animal's life and diet. But the real magic happens at the old-time butcher shop located in the back of the store. This isn't just for show. Unlike many modern supermarkets that have ditched skilled labor for pre-packed cases, Sprouts staffs their counters with actual butchers who know their craft. Do you need a roast tied? They've got you. Want your sausages made in-house? They do that daily. If you are meal prepping and need 5 pounds of chicken cubed for stir-fry, or if you want a specific thickness for your filet mignon, you don't have to hope it's on the shelf. You just ask. This level of personalized service is increasingly rare, giving you total control over your kitchen. Furthermore, the staff is genuinely friendly and knowledgeable. They aren't just stocking shelves. They can actually give you advice on how to cook a specific cut or recommend a marinade. Whether you are looking for 100% grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, or farm-fresh pork, Sprouts delivers a premium experience without the intimidation of a high-end boutique butcher shop. It is accessible, high-quality, and reliable, making it an absolute gem for anyone who takes their meat seriously. Landing at number 5 is a grocery chain that isn't just a store. It's practically a religion for the people who live near one. We are talking, of course, about the Texas Titan, H-E-B. For those outside the Lone Star State, it might be hard to understand the obsession with a regional supermarket. But once you step in front of an H-E-B meat counter, it all makes perfect sense. In a state known for barbecue and brisket, you simply cannot fake quality, and H-E-B delivers consistently enough to satisfy even the most demanding pitmasters. Their meat department is widely considered the gold standard for grocery chains, blending the variety of a superstore with the quality of a local butcher. The foundation of their reputation is their uncompromising standard for beef. H-E-B is famous for stocking USDA Prime and Choice certified beef, ensuring that you are getting cuts with excellent marbling, tenderness, and flavor. When you throw an H-E-B steak on the grill, you aren't gambling with a tough, chewy piece of meat. You are almost guaranteed a juicy, restaurant-quality experience. Their Texas Heritage beef line, often locally sourced, adds another layer of trust and quality that connects shoppers directly to regional ranchers. But what truly elevates H-E-B above the competition is the service. They don't just have employees stocking shelves. They have trained professionals running a service case. This 360-degree butcher service means you can get exactly what you want, how you want it. Do you need a brisket trimmed a specific way for a competition? They can do it. Do you want a thick-cut pork chop or a specific weight on a roast? No problem. They will even season your meat for free with their proprietary rubs before wrapping it up. This level of customization is a game changer for meal planning. Whether you are prepping for a massive weekend cookout or just grabbing a quick dinner for Tuesday night, the butchers are there to help. They also offer an impressive selection of meal simple options, chef-inspired, pre-seasoned, and pre-prepped meat dishes that are ready to just pop in the oven. Combined with their commitment to sustainability and organic options, HEB proves that you don't have to choose between convenience and quality. It is a meat buying experience that is personal, premium, and distinctly Texan. Rounding out our list of the best places to buy meat at number 6 is a heavy hitter in the world of bulk shopping, Sam's Club. If you are a member of the Walmart-owned warehouse chain, you know that Sam's Club is synonymous with buying big to save big. But don't make the mistake of thinking quantity comes at the expense of quality here. Sam's Club has quietly become one of the most reliable sources for high-grade protein, especially for families, meal preppers, and anyone looking to fill a deep freezer without emptying their bank account. The real star of the show at Sam's Club is the surprising quality of their beef selection. They offer an impressive range of USDA choice, and even prime beef cuts that rival what you'd find at much more expensive retailers. We're talking about beautifully marbled ribeyes, tender fillets, and massive briskets perfect for smoking. And let's not forget the Members Mark brand, their private label, which consistently delivers high standards. Their Members Mark prime rib, for example, is often cited by home cooks as a holiday dinner savior, offering restaurant-level flavor at a fraction of the cost per pound. One of the biggest advantages of buying meat at Sam's Club is the packaging technology. While they don't have a service butcher counter where you can chat up a meat cutter, their pre-packaged approach is incredibly efficient. Much of their meat comes vacuum-sealed in heavy-duty cryovac packaging. This is a game changer for longevity. It means you can buy a whole pork loin or a massive slab of beef and keep it in your fridge for weeks, or your freezer for months, without worrying about freezer burn or spoilage. For preppers or just busy parents who want to minimize grocery trips, this feature alone makes the membership worth it. Of course, we can't talk about Sam's Club without mentioning the legendary $5 rotisserie chicken. It is arguably the best value in the entire grocery world. A fully cooked, juicy, flavorful bird that costs less than a raw one at most other stores. But beyond the cooked items, the raw poultry and pork selections are equally impressive in terms of value. You can pick up organic ground beef, huge trays of chicken breasts, and racks of ribs that are perfect for weekend parties. While you won't get the hand-holding of a personal butcher, the trade-off is undeniable value and consistency. Sam's Club proves that you don't need a fancy apron-clad expert to get a great steak. You just need a membership card and a little bit of freezer space. If you are serious about maximizing your budget while still eating like a king, Sam's Club is an essential stop on your meat buying journey.